But you were on about, you were ranting about something like that. I sent you a text message. Saying, oh, by the way, that Freemason from Yorkshire, I don't think you know yet. But I told you to just chill out, mate, because you were going to stress us out big time.
You're doing my fucking head in, mate. I don't deserve it as a broadcast.
But you shouldn't let them get to you, mate. You shouldn't let them get to you. They do it for that reaction, and you're just feeding them. It's your choice what you do on your stream, but I don't know. Sometimes I just think you're just feeding them, mate, and they're loving it.
I know. I actually lost a friend today through what I did last night.
Why?
Because he didn't like what I was doing. He thought it was fucked up.
I honestly thought the deal it was set the other day because yesterday. Well, yeah, well, it was last night. Yesterday, we started going on about how they'd found some. They were saying something about, and it was really personal to you, and you weren't going to tell them what it was, and that it was just really winding you up.
Yeah.
Then you walked off the stream. I thought, fucking hell, I thought they'd really upset you, mate.
Yeah, they did really upset me. They fucking bullies, you know.
So, did you have a 3-month break from this because of all that then?
Yeah, I really did.
Is that why you went off for the bit?
Yeah, I actually was losing my mind, mate.
Yeah.
I didn't know what day it was. I never taken drugs in my life, right? I was drinking a lot. I was drinking equivalent to about, I'm not gonna lie, about fucking 30 to 40 pints, mate, fucking every 2 fucking days. I was really bad. I spent over £1,200, mate, on drink in a year.
Yeah, well, you drink a lot now, you know, mate. It's not my business. You drink what you want, but 16 cans in one day is a fucking lot, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Like you say, you live your life how you want, but I don't know, no choice, but it's a lot.
I don't really want to drink. It's not good for my health, you know what I mean?
You been taking drugs or not?
No, I don't touch drugs, mate.
You were on about, that's one thing that I said in your stream the other night, I caught about, you don't phone to one of your mates and he says, oh yeah, bring cocaine, and I'm like, what? It's not
oh yeah, he was playing about with me. Oh no, that was my brother.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, he was fucking about.
You don't want to mess with that stuff. I used to do that and it wrapped my brain when I was about 19. For about 3-4 years, not regular, but. And I noticed my mind started changing, mate, and that's when I thought, no, I've got to go off that. It's not good, mate, that stuff.
Nah, he was playing about. I said I was coming down on Saturday, next Saturday, and he said, he said bring down the drugs, cocaine. I was like, what?
Oh, you were messing about.
Yeah, I just don't want to laugh. Man, I've taken drugs in my life, ever.
No, just weed.
I used to take weed, but I don't take that no more. I take hash. Solid.
Yeah, what is that? What is the hash?
It's pot.
Am I being picky because I'm not like cracked up with weed scene? What's the difference between pot and marijuana?
Marijuana is a leaf, and pot is solid. It doesn't give you the same effects. So when you smoke weed, it gets you off your trolley and just fucking mongs you out. But weed gives you a different. Pot gives you a different high. It relaxes you. You're normal.
So is it not like cannabis then?
No, it's not like cannabis. It doesn't fuck you with your head, like trip you out and shit, stuff like that. It just mellows you out and stuff.
Right.
It's like, I tell you, it's like, do you know when you get drunk and you got that nice feeling, like you know that you're a bit tipsy?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's a warm feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
How come it's not? How come I can't watch your stream yet? I'm trying to. It's not in your now playing. It usually comes up with this player is streaming. It's not.
I don't know. I'm streaming. Did I just go the wrong way? You have to go on my profile to see what...
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've been on your profile. I'm going to try and find you from the search bar.
I think I've almost done this game anyway. I ain't got wrong left.
Oh yeah, you've been playing it a lot then?
Oh yeah, I play it every day.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm on the rest from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I've been playing that game flat out since I had that game too. That's a good game too. Stupid beast! I'll tell you what. Combat is shit when I think about it.
That's what it said. You had a ban on the here yet?
No. I think I'm due for one, huh? People, I don't know. Maybe people like me too much.
That dog of yours is beautiful. I love French bulldogs.
Oh,
Watching
thanks.
one of your streams.
Yeah, I look after my dogs.
Yeah.
Look after my pets.
What's the black one you've got? It's a bit
It's a King Corso. They were used by the mafia years ago. They were called the butcher dogs.
right.
They protect the youngest in the family.
Yeah. How many? Yeah. I like that. How many animals have you got then? Like not like reptiles or.
4
spiders.
dogs, 10 cats, 10 Maine Coon cats.
You got a big house then?
Yeah, I just sold a litter of 10 £1,000 a cat, or 1,003 for each cat.
What breed were they?
Maine Coons.
Right.
I got 2 left that are going, and people are picking them up on Monday and Tuesday. And then we
I'd find it hard to let them go.
Yeah, me too. We're going into the French Bulldog breeding on.
Yeah.
Because Buddy and Holly are unique, because what they're unique, their bloodline is exactly the same, and it's very hard to get the same bloodline for the same dog. We looked everywhere for her, and it's something to do with when they drop the litter. It's a certain dog, a certain colour that comes out. Is a 94% chance he could drop it, and if he drops it, no bullshit now, that you have a look on the internet, the pups can go over about 40-50 grand easy. But it's hitting on him doing his, it's to do with what she kicks out of her, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know they're expensive. I know you're looking at like a 800 grand for a French bulldog.
And the rest.
Yeah.
My mum paid £2.5 for Buddy, and she paid £350 for
It depends if you want to start going down like like a recognised breeder and like a show. You know what I mean? One that's got papers and a show standard dog, and it depends what bloodlines you use, don't they? I mean, it's like any dog. You can say you've got a French bulldog, but it might not be what's it like?
Yeah, we got the papers. Yeah, we got the papers for anyway. Everything's legit.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. So it's Kennel Club registered then, and what have you? So it's.
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
It will be. It's got papers.
My mum's into all that shit. She chips dogs and chips cats and horses and shit.
Yeah. What we're gonna say. No, it's gone. It's gone. Oh yeah. Don't they get a lot of problems when they're pupping? Sometimes French bulldogs, because the hip canals are a bit narrow, aren't they?
Yeah. Don't know. I've never heard of that.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah, they get to be careful with them when if you're pupping them, because.
You mean the breathing?
The back end. Yeah, the hips are very narrow. No, not when they're breeding them. When they're actually pregnant and when they start to pup. And they can get a lot of complications because the canal's too narrow, the hips on the hips.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Did you find the broadcast?
No, I can't find it, mate. I'm looking at your profile. I've searched it in the search bar on live from PlayStation. Can't find you anywhere.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at your profile now. It just says now playing vampire in game.
No broadcast.
There's no screen.
Well, no broadcast,
no. My thing's a bit fucking dodgy though, to be honest with you, mate. That's probably me.
Well, I invited you. That's what I don't get.
Oh, just a minute. I found it in your recent activities. I'll watch it from there. I've got it. Right, I've got it now.
I tell you, this heat is unbelievable today.
Oh, that's the video clip. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna continue all next week. It's not gonna get any better.
I can't stick it.
I'd rather it be like this, though, to be fair, than cold.
I love the cold.
Do you? I don't.
Yeah.
Don't mind working in it, but
It's locked,
can't
right.
can't stick it when I'm sat down doing nothing. It's horrible.
Daniel Sullivan is tripped up on some of the subjects that he's been basically talking about in his actual broadcast. I sat there and listened to him for a week, flat out, without commenting, not saying a word to him. Yeah. Now I'm gonna approach him when I'm good and ready, and I'm gonna put him on a spot about certain things that he said previously that he keeps repeating, and also changing his mind on certain subjects. So I'm gonna put him in his own fucking world that he likes lying in.
No, listen, mate. The thing is with Daniel is, right, don't get me wrong, I think people think I believe in, listen, I know what Daniel's like, I'm not daft. I don't just sit there and just take in everything he says. When I'm sitting there, I'm like you, I know what's bullshit and what's not. I think he talks about 70% bullshit and maybe about 30% true.
Oh no, I'm not gonna have a go at him. I'm not gonna have a go at him. I'm gonna ask him certain questions.
I think I don't know why he tells tall tales. I think he exaggerates the truth a little. But to be fair, he's a really decent person. Is Daniel? He is. You can tell he's not a bad person. I just think he's a bit mixed up.
I just want to ask him certain questions about certain things that he said. So I want to work him out.
He's not a bad bloke.
Oh no, I don't say he's bad. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I just need to know if it's certain things that he says, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I cannot enter.
Like, he says he's got a royal family, right? And
yeah,
he goes, yeah, I've got a banker. I paid a lot of money for a banker and shit like that. Now, if you got royalty in your family and he reckons that you've met them and shit, realistically, do you really have to pay for a banker if you got royalty? They automatically will give it to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get involved, to be honest with you. The thing I'll say about him is, I think people like having a dig at him, and not you. I'm talking about people who watch his stream. I just think he gets a bit of a buzz. To be honest with you, what I'm saying is, I don't know how much of it is an act. I honestly think I mean, some of the stuff he comes out with, some of it I can kind of believe, and then some I think, what on earth are you talking about? And I don't know how much of it's like satire. I honestly think he's doing like a satire stream. I think he knows he's totally talking shit, and I think he's trying to have a laugh, trying to wind people up. I think he's an actor. That's what I think.
An actor?
Well, maybe like a satire stream, like it's that outlandish that he's just having a laugh. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him. Well, I know he's a decent bloke, but each to their own, mate.
Do you want to hear a secret about me?
Yeah, well, I'm not bothered, mate. You tell me if you want, but I'm not one for like other stuff like that.
Nah, I'm only joking.
All right, yeah.
I do these streams for a reason. I don't do them for fun. I do them.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I couldn't do what you streamers do. To be honest with you, I won't go in front of the camera. But then again, I won't slag people off at the same time. But I wouldn't. I won't get in front of the camera. I've got respect for you for having bottled to do it, but I can't understand why you do it. I'll be honest with you. I can't understand why a lot of you do it, because a lot of you take a lot of shit.
I do it for a purpose. Because I studied in college a lot of shit, right? And I do it...
What, like media?
Yeah, I do it for a reason, because there's going to be an outcome after I do what I'm doing. I already told the stream that something's going to happen, and they don't believe me.
You're not going to top this then, are you?
Oh no, nothing like that. Like...
Okay.
I only told a few people who I really am. and they've got proof of who I am, and they wouldn't say nothing to no one. They know what I'm doing. Now, I wouldn't give too much information out about myself, because at the end of the day, people need information on me, but they can't get it. Alright? Because they try. They can get my address, they can get my home number, whatever. That's all they can get. But I've been on this system for a while now, and no people can get any shit on me at all. Nothing.
Did they not get your house number or something?
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that must have been a bit stressful for your mum.
Well, for my mum and dad, yeah, but that was down to me, you know what I mean?
You take a lot of shit for that.
No, not really.
Got my fucking ass
the police came out anyway, explained the actual what happened, and there was understanding. The guy that reported me to the SWAT team, he's actually, if he does it again, they said that they know exactly where he lives, and they're gonna either fine him or put him away for a couple of months, because what he's doing is wasting police time.
No, it's illegal, isn't it? I know that. Why did you get swatted?
Because fucking what's his name? Big Dog did it because he thought he was funny.
Did you get swatted then?
Yeah, everyone.
No, I didn't know you got swatted.
I got swatted.
No, I knew Daniel had. I've seen the videos of Daniel on Twitch.
I went downstairs and I knew something was up. I didn't know why. I had something on my mind. I thought something's not right. So I went downstairs and I went to my front door and I see somebody hovering around there. And I thought I heard somebody. Do you know when you just sitting there and you think to yourself, oh, something's not right?
Yeah.
So I went downstairs and cut the long story short, I opened the door and I goes, can I help you? And the police officers go, yeah. Does anybody in your family broadcast? And I goes, yes, I broadcast. And they said that we've had actual information that you've got guns and you've got a woman in your bedroom with a shotgun against her head. And I goes, okay. So would you like to come in? And he says, yeah, come in. So the woman...
So they knew it was bullshit straight away.
Yeah, so the woman basically stuck her hand in her pouch and she had a stun gun. And I said, what's that? She said, well, it's safety. She said, I said, what for? In case you have. And I was like, okay. So I took him upstairs. I said, how many voltage is that? She said, 10,000. And I said, you're going to shoot me with that? And she goes, if I have to. And she goes to me, she says, are you sure you ain't got nobody in this bedroom before I open the door? And I goes, no, I ain't got no one. And she opened the door like that and she found there was no one there. And she goes, what's on the screen? I said, that's what my broadcast. I said, obviously somebody's reported me on a false, potential or whatever. And she goes, can I see the last broadcast that you did? I said, why? In case you said anything that you shouldn't have said. So I showed it. It took quite a while to do, and basically, they said to me there was nothing they could have found. But they did say to me, be careful what I say online. Don't mention anything like weaponries or stuff like that, because you can go away for it. She said, you're very lucky, because if you didn't open the door, she said, I would have kicked the door down. And around the corner on my edge, I've got a 15-foot edge going around my house. There was an actual SWAT team with guns ready.
Yeah.
Didn't
you get a bollocking for that?
No, didn't faze me at all, mate. I was like, she goes, why are you so calm? I was like, because I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got nothing to hide. Was it I says to her, to me, this is an experience. She said, you've been funny. I said, no, it's an experience. She said, why? I said, because I'm learning through the broadcast what kind of people they are. And she goes, social media, she said, is an evil place. She said, they will do and say things. I think it is.
I'm not on Facebook or anything like that. I won't go on there.
It was crazy, you know what I mean? I was like, what did I do?
How have they got your address then? Not when they reported you, but they've got your address from other people.
Well, what happened was... what happened was, there was a guy on this PlayStation called, what is his fucking name? One Man Army. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah, go on.
He hacked my PlayStation and all my information was on it, and he got all my information and gave it to Big Dog. Big Dog basically stuck my information on my own broadcast. He went into my mum's Facebook after listening to certain keywords in my house, because obviously he was watching me for a while, and then he looked him up on the Facebook.
Doris Fletcher
But he was saying,
about
"Oh, I
to
got your
become
mum's
a
information." And
dishonest.
it goes, "Yeah, at the end of the day, it's public. Congratulations. What do you want me to do?"
I'm getting
And then
close
he
to
did a
having all the
broadcast
evidence.
himself of sticking my mum's photo on a horse on his broadcast, and he thought he was funny, but he wasn't. He was just pathetic. He thought he had one over me. Really?
That's why I won't do it, because honestly, a lot of these people who watch the streams, right? You've got some decent people who come on, you know, just at home, they come home from work and they just want to watch the stream. But some of them, honestly, are really, really, really fucked up. And like I said to you before, I don't know what's gone wrong in their life, but whether they've been touched, whether they've been emotionally abused or what have you, but something's gone wrong in their lives. And I think you've got people like that have just all come onto the stream and just like making other people's lives a misery.
I don't think it's safe for any kid to go on a, you know.
I mean, I think you've got to be careful who you open up to, mate, because there's a lot of dickheads about.
Like, my opinion on it, I don't think it should be called PlayStation. I think it should be called a pedophile system. That's my opinion.
Some of the comments are a bit,
Sick, mate.
Some of the
Say
comments
it,
I've seen
say
are
it.
disgusting.
Sick.
Yeah, they are. They're vile.
Like, I'm not
But
too
then
bothered.
I'm not
bothered.
would any normal? Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I never would have basically, you know, did this broadcasting, but I did it for an experience, to experience what it's like. But what do I learn from there? I learned a lot.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic.
I tell you what, the main thing I've learned is I've learned that when people get into their own privacy, get behind closed doors, get to hide the face, you see a lot of true colours about people. I mean, let's be honest, when you're walking down the street, I can't count one occasion that I've seen a random person go up to another random person and call them a nonce, call them a kiddie fiddler, call them a retard. It just wouldn't happen. I can't remember one occasion that I've seen a random stranger go up to another random stranger in the street and call them that. And that's why when they're saying, "I'm going to get your address, I'm going to come round to your house," it's bollocks. They would not dare show the face at another person's house again.
I'm getting you out.
They wouldn't. They're full of shit.
Exactly.
I tell you who's the biggest one for it, that Carl Burleson.
Yeah.
He seems okay, don't get me wrong, he seems okay when he hasn't had a drink, but when he gets a drink, some of the stuff that comes out with, "I'm gonna fucking find you," and I'm like, no you're not, no you're not.
I'm gonna turn up on your house and you wouldn't even know who I am. Wait, what am I gonna do? Have a, like a, you know, brain fart, forget to know who you are?
Yeah.
Plenty of times he says to me, "I'm going to come to your house now, and, you know, dressed as a different person." Really?
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at
they wouldn't, mate.
I'm not
they get they get a bit of privacy, they get to hide the face, and people totally change. It's like a totally different schizoid character.
Self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack
You know, I
us
say things, I do things on my broadcast. I ain't proud of what I say, but at the end of the day, I say because they say to me.
I'm not going to sit here and play the big Mr. Morals. I've said stuff in streams before. But some of the stuff I wouldn't say is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got limits. I wouldn't start calling people a paedophile, and
the most intriguing part,
especially when you've no proof at all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, Dan. To be fair, Dan Tex. I mean, they keep calling you and Dan nonces and what have you. You're not a nonce. You can spot a nonce from a mile off. And some of the stuff they say is just totally unproven shite.
My dad used to say to me, well, no, my dad. I've heard people saying somebody mentions that a lot, and it's constantly on their mind. They either want to do it or they have dinner.
No, I agree with that. There's me and my dad go. I'm a big Leeds fan, as you probably guessed. And me and my dad go to games, and we were sat in stands all last season, and all we heard was this one bloke. Every word he come out with, we're calling opposition players a nonce. And last game of the season, there were must have been a couple of blocks behind him, and he come out where he went, "Get on your computer and watch kiddie porn, you nonce." And this bloke behind him went, "Well, I've won." And this bloke who I was saying nonce turned down and says, "What you want about, mate? What you want about?" He said, "We had a bet whether you say the word nonce today." He said you wouldn't, and I said I did. and
I
he
know
started
nothing
getting that
about
wound
that.
up. But I'm thinking, anybody who's got
Miss
nonce
Fletcher once
on the
came to
mind
visit the
that
sick.
much
That is all
is
I
either
know.
thinking about it,
No, Edgar,
or
there is
they've
more.
got something seriously wrong
Doris
upstairs.
Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same
So God,
symptoms.
what's that other
Blind
guy?
hate
That pigeon,
and
he's not
strong
allowed on
physical
PlayStation, was he?
What does this
I don't know
sad
what's
story have
crack
to do
with him,
with
mate.
us?
Don't
He's
get me
not.
wrong, right?
He's in prison 3 months for basically putting people's information out there and talking about their kids and shit, and he's not allowed on
Doris
social
and
media or
Harriet
something.
shared more than a
Is
hidden
that true though?
family
Is he
bond.
actually in
Yeah,
prison?
genuine
They were
truth,
the
yeah.
embodiment of the epidemic and are linked
Right,
to
I
the
mean,
Pembroke
I
Hospital.
hadn't seen him
Come
stream
on,
for
Edgar,
a
this is
while.
no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss.
I mean, some of the stuff he
All
says
I
is a
did
bit,
was
well,
administer
it's
vampire blood
borderline.
to
I'm
cure
like, why are you
old
getting
Harriet?
involved with people?
There was no evil plan, no diabolical
But,
plot.
I
You
don't
did
know.
what?
So I didn't know
tested
he
the
was in prison,
regenerating
to
and
be honest
healing
with you, but
properties of
I'll
vampire
take your
blood
word
on
for it.
Harriet
I
Jones.
can't believe it.
My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady
Both.
Ashbury's. While transfusing her
yeah,
with
literally.
human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger,
I just
also
don't
kept samples of
understand.
her blood for my
You
research.
Like I could do a
used her blood
broadcast
on
right
Harriet
now and I get
Jones.
all this
My
shit
God,
underneath the
Edgar,
sun.
that's unethical. You
Say
betrayed
that
two
again,
of your
right.
patients at the
I said
same
I could do a
time.
broadcast right now and I'll have boost from day one.
I admit it. I boldly ventured
you're
into
gonna get-
experimental
have you got
rails,
anybody
but
that's
I've
decent with
killed
you
no one to appease my thirst for knowledge,
on
Jonathan.
your stream?
I'm no murderer.
I never asked to become what I am.
Can't remember, mate.
You chose to
What I mean
conduct
is,
your
is
world
it worth
experiment.
putting yourself through that if all it does is like,
You have
I
worked
mean, it's
beside
not none of my
me.
business, you do what
You
you want
saw
at the end of
what
the day,
I'm
but like
doing
I
at
said, you have
Pembroke
to have a
Hospital.
3-month rot.
Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil
And is
soul.
it worth putting yourself through all that
Just
again?
another
It's going to stress you
victim
out
of
again.
this tragedy.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at, but
You must enjoy streaming, right? When you do it.
I do, yeah.
But like you said, you said you've got a motive for doing it. There's going to be something that happens.
Yes, Edgar, you're about
Yeah.
to die. I
We'll
won't
see.
say it's fair, but I can't say you don't deserve it.
Your words hurt deeply, Jonathan.
Because this stuff
Come from a friend.
has been unchecked by
I helped
people,
you, remember?
Yes.
and it needs to be checked and it needs to be sorted out before somebody physically,
Second
mentally
I
will
saw
get
you in
either
that
stabbed
bar,
or killed.
I knew we would
Yeah,
There's-
I
great things,
go on.
you and I.
There's going to be a time that somebody is going to travel to someone and they're going to genuinely do what they say they're going to do.
I'd agree with that. To be honest with you, I think the amount of stuff that goes on this playroom, I think it needs monitoring. I think Sony needs to crack down on it. I mean, it's no coincidence that they took it off the
I think both
what is it? Off, you know, the live from PlayStation. If you go on live from PlayStation, it used to be on trending. They've taken it off of
Is there an
trending,
afterlife? What will become of me when I'm dead, Dr.
and they've
Reed?
done that for a reason.
I really cannot say, Dr. Swansea.
Right,
Yeah,
you
they
still
did.
there?
Yeah, they did it for a reason
end,
because
Life
It was toxic.
betrays
the
us
people
all.
that were broadcasting normal games wasn't getting a see in.
Right. See, I think they've done it because they realise how toxic it is.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's
that's why they've
toxic.
done it.
You want to
Don't
know
want
what?
it advertised on their thing. This is PlayStation. Welcome to Playroom. This is what goes on. That's why they've taken it off.
You want to see what hell's like?
Go and see what hell's like. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
on.
Go into the playroom.
I wouldn't say it's hell. I say it's the true side of people when like I said, when they get their privacy, when they're hiding the face and they know they can hide away. I think that's what a lot of people are like.
What? So you tell
Still
me it's
can't
no.
find this stream of yours, mate. I'm just gonna give up now because I can't find it all.
So you tell me it's normal to sit there and pull your trousers down in front of kids and show your dick and
No, it's
balls?
not. It's not normal.
That's
I'm just
privacy,
saying.
right?
No. I think, I wouldn't dream of doing that. But I think it helps certain select people who've got that mentality to start off with. It brings them out, and I think they can get away with it.
So what
I
you
think the
telling
vast
me?
majority of people. Go on.
I was gonna say, so you're telling me that you know it's mortally wrong what they're doing, but you think that what they do is
Yeah, I don't-
basically to do on their spare time to just release, whatever's inside them.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've got so. I mean, obviously the vast majority of people in the world don't know what Playroom is, but I think the weirdos and people who've got stuff wrong with them, like fucked in the head and say certain stuff, I think they come on here and they can have a release. and they can get out of the system. That's why I think they do it. Some of the comments, like I say, they've got built up frustration. There's no way they'd go up to somebody in the middle of the street and start saying this and that, you're a paedophile list. They come on in and know they can get away with it. It's like a release to them, I think, that.
Well, I say stuff on my broadcast, right? But the only thing is, when I do a broadcast, right, I actually speak the truth. And this is why the people don't like me and hate on me so much, is because they know I'm telling the truth. But for them, instead of them saying to me, oh yeah, Rise, you are correct, I do agree with you, I think, you know, what you're saying is spot on. They can't do it, they can't be nice and basically do that. They rather hate.
Why is because... The reason why they do that is because they know you're right, and the people, what you're saying goes against how they're acting, so they take it personally. They won't ever admit it, but you saying that is like an attack on them. It's like a sudden realisation. They don't want to hear how much of a cock they're coming across as, and you saying that, it's sort of like a shock to the system, and they don't want to hear it. The people who hate on you when you're saying that are the people who are saying what you're talking against. To be fair, Rise, I mean, I've seen when you're on one of your, let's call it a speech, when you're on one of your speeches, what you say, I can tell there's like fundamentally what you're saying correct. You know, I can tell you're a decent person, seriously, because some of the stuff you say, your heart's in the right place, you're speaking from your morals, I can tell you've got good morals. Yeah?
Oh yeah, I have got morals, and I actually got brought up to respect the people around me. But I don't speak as I should speak on the system, because if I start speaking the way that... How can I explain it? I can speak two ways, yeah? I can talk, I can write you a book and I can tell you a poem, right? I'll read you a poem. That's what my life's all about, yeah? But if I talk deep to these people on the system, I'm sure that somebody will look at their life and top themselves. And that is generally the truth. They would do it because I haven't done that yet. If I did do it, these people would be shocked and go, wow, I did not know Rise was like that. I'm not the kind of person to put somebody through because I know what it can do to people. But if I did do that, a lot of people out there, like me arguing with Carl, arguing with Iceberg, arguing with Rockstar, I'm only there and speaking to them as a normal person because I can see how they want me to talk, but I ain't gonna speak the way that I want to speak to them because they would not understand me, number one, and they wouldn't basically get what I'm on about because I would use big words against them and they'd be like, what are you on about? What does that mean? So I can't stop my conversation for me to explain to them what I'm on about or what a certain word means because I haven't got time for that shit. I'd rather speak normal to them. I can, but I don't want to.
You London vampires are so weak!
My dad used to say to me, don't tell everybody your business. You know, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment from your dad.
Never tell anybody you've got money, always say you ain't got nothing. Because if you say to somebody that you got money, you'll have friends. That's what my dad used to say.
That is a true comment, is that? True comment, there's a lot of tagger on us in life, mate.
So you could,
makes a lot of sense.
So you know where I get my actual shit from.
No, I mean I've got a bit of money saved up, but
that's nothing to do with me, is it? Well, good luck in life. I hope you spend it wisely. You know what I mean?
But I wouldn't go like telling anybody of a broadcaster or what like that. No.
I tell you, something pisses me off when people beg for money. I don't like that.
I can't say I agree with putting your PayPal in stream. I think unless you're raising money for a charity, fair enough. But some of them that put the PayPal in stream, I'm like, I wouldn't be seen doing that.
I did it. I did it when I first come onto the system. I did it. I was doing it for giveaways for the broadcasts. Nobody would donate. Now when I went into Carl's stream, I noticed he had his PayPal at the bottom. I noticed that he was asking for beer, and I thought to myself, I'm doing something wrong. I need to be like Carl. I need to change my ways. I need to basically be an alcoholic and then ask.
No. That's the only reason why he gets donations is because he's got people who are just a similar mindset of him. I mean, let's be honest. Have you not seen half the people who stream on here? They're alcoholics, basically. I mean, you've got Carl, you've got that Vegas Viking, you've got Tools, you've got Killer Gunk. They're all alcoholics.
Yeah, I don't like that, Tools.
With the people watching them.
I don't like that, Tools. He boozes his mum.
Yeah, well, I'm not coming off. I've heard him say a few things for his mum. I spend a quid with it, but
He's really cruel
Like
to
I
him.
just take everybody with a pinch of salt, mate. I know everybody's different. The only thing that gets me is when they start going into streams and start calling people paedophiles and stuff like that. That's when it gets me a bit irked. I'm like, you don't know the person. Can't
Yeah,
just
what
go
is a
around calling
nonce?
people
What is a
retard.
nonce? Can you explain that to me? What is a nonce?
It's another word for a kiddie fiddler, isn't it?
What's a pedo?
What do you mean, what's a pedo? Of course you
Yeah,
know what a pedo is.
what is a pedo? I'm asking you.
Oh, somebody who messes with not legal sort of sexual activity, children.
And also
Somebody
watch
who's
porn on the internet. It's kiddie porn, right? Now,
Who does?
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, but do you really think if these people are pedos, right, they will put themselves in the system to be checked out by people?
Yeah.
Think about it. How easy is it today to check on somebody, a paedophile?
I don't know what you mean, mate. What you're saying? You're saying they can find out on stream?
Yeah, people can find out on stream if you are a pedo or not. So all you got to do is look at the sex register.
Yeah, but the thing is
I'm
with a
afraid
sex
it's bad
register,
news, Elizabeth.
it doesn't mean you're not a paedophile. Let's be honest, it just means you haven't been caught.
Please, speak up.
Not really, is it?
Edgar is
Oh
no
yeah,
longer
if
in
you're not
McCullum's
being
grasp.
caught as a paedophile, you're not going to be on
I
sex
resolved
register,
that.
are you?
Where is
There's
our good
paedophiles
friend
out
now?
there that aren't on the sex register.
Is he well?
He was mortally
that's true.
wounded. I put an end to his misery.
It's
That
actually
is
true,
terrible,
actually.
Jonathan. And yet you did what
Just
you
means you
must.
haven't been caught and put on it.
Edgar Swansea was responsible
When you say it that
for the
way-
Yeah, you
Star
can find that.
epidemic, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It was
Well, it's
he
the truth,
who
isn't it? It doesn't
unleashed
mean
the
that
deadly
it
scourge upon London.
just means you haven't been caught and put on the
Are you
register
certain?
yet. But
It's like you
This is the
could be
most
one,
terrible
right? I wouldn't even know
accusation
about it, but deep
He
down you ain't got
confessed everything
caught.
to me.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't know no different,
I'm
would I?
not, but
Yeah, I know
it's
you're
true,
not.
yeah? Of course it is.
Yeah, I know you're
True,
not. I know you're
But
not.
he
I'm just making an
unwittingly gave
example.
birth to a catastrophe.
No, I
All
agree,
those
yeah.
poor
I could be
Could
an
be.
ex-victim, you
You
know what I
wouldn't
mean?
know.
Do it.
Yeah,
What happened?
well,
Just
you're
don't.
20 something, aren't you?
Edgar gave
25?
no heed
Yeah,
to
just don't
ethics.
go.
Yeah, I'm
His
28,
theory
by
could
the way.
have been proven
Don't go
to be
take me in a
correct, but he
van. I'll be
abused
okay.
the
I'll just come
confidence of his
freebie.
patients
Just give me
to
a
test
box of
I must
fucking
say, I'm
chews or
shocked,
something, and I'll
Jonathan.
be alright.
Put it. And
Fair
the
enough,
poor
mate.
patient.
Fair enough.
Let me
Don't get
guess.
cheap ones. I like dear
With
ones.
Harriet Jones, was it not?
I get a bag
Yes.
of Haribo's.
Oh
That
yeah, I like
explains
Haribo's.
George
Yeah,
Fletcher.
the football ones.
Yeah.
They're good
Alright,
ones.
mate, I'll take note.
She secretly visited her mother, Pembroke.
Yeah, but
Then
you
we
just gotta be
have no
careful
choice.
today, mate. You just gotta be
We must
careful. Like
act
somebody like
quickly.
Jessie, how vulnerable is
We
she?
must return to the sewers and
I
put
mean,
an
how old's
end
she,
to
that
the
Jessica?
threat to
Yeah,
Harriet
yeah,
and
with
bodies.
I have one
30,
more
yeah.
matter to
I mean, don't get
discuss
me wrong, I could tell there was something not right with her, but
Harriet Jones
she does seem
was
like
the
a decent
primary case,
person, but just a bit eccentric.
Do you know?
I can't get my
that
head
healthy
around
care
why she keeps giving money to people. I can't get my head around it.
I mean, that's not nice. I mean, are
It
people
was
asking her
your
for money or
blood
what?
Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
Truthfully, probably not, mate. Because yesterday I was in a party with her and today, and she was speaking to my brother, and she came out and said, "Oh, I'm giving your brother 50 quid," and my brother says, "Why?" "Oh, because I like
Are
rice."
you all right?
But I did say to Jessie, "But you've been going around telling people that I've been asking you for
What do
money,
you
and
mean?
you've just
Leave
gone to
me
my
alone.
brother. I don't know nothing about the conversation, and you said that you're going to give me 50 quid."
Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I
Yeah,
need
I mean,
answers.
all
Why
I'd
did
say
your
is
blood
you've got to
Stay
be
away
patient
from
with her
me.
because she's obviously
Please.
not
I
a
swear,
full
I
shilling.
never was your
And
enemy.
the thing
No.
is probably
Elizabeth.
giving money. She's probably not got very many friends off PlayStation, and them giving people money is sort of her way of like trying to keep people close. But she doesn't realise that people are just taking the piss out of her and just using her.
Yeah, but I
I'll
don't
tell you
like...
something. If that's true that she's giving money out, mate, honestly, a family needs
It's locked.
contacting or the carer or somebody who's close to her to tell her to have a word with her because people are obviously just taking her for advantage, taking money off her.
I did say to her, I says to her, "Do your mum know about her?" And she goes, yeah, my mum does know about her. I'm like,
No, she
She
doesn't.
doesn't.
No way.
If I heard my
Yeah,
daughter
her
was
mum
giving money
would
out,
be, yeah, go on.
I'd go mental.
Her mum would be mortified if she found out she was giving total strangers 50 quid. They're just using her basically, and they're taking advantage of her mindset, and that's not nice in that. I don't like to wear that.
I would like to phone her mum, but it wouldn't be in a nasty way. It'd be in a kind
No,
way. Does that
no,
make
no.
sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I'm saying. My mum needs phoning and telling, do you know your daughter is giving total strangers money online? And She's obviously not got the sense to, I don't know, I don't want to comment so much, it's none of my business, but she shouldn't be doing that.
Is there any way that we could trace it? Like, is there any way we could trace her actual number? Do you reckon that's possible?
I don't know, mate. It's none of my business
like
to do it, to be
no,
honest
like
with
if you, like if in a phone book or something.
You get a surname, she might be on online registry, she might not be,
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to basically, you know, anonymous phone
you know
call.
for definite she's giving total
Yeah,
strangers money.
100%, mate. 100%, 1,000,000,000%.
That's quite sad, is that? Because, like I said, she's obviously lonely, and she obviously thinks if I give this person money, they're gonna like me, and that's quite sad. That
she told me a story a couple of weeks ago of she said that this guy contacted her and wanted to be her friend, and then this guy threatened the family because Jessie got scared. Jessie goes, "I'm sorry, I'll give you money to basically, you know, come to my house." She gave the guy 250 quid out of her own pocket, and then the next day Jessie went back online. The guy blocked all communications with her, and I says to her I was going to tell her mum about it, but you know I was doing it to stop her doing what she was doing, but obviously she's still continually doing it, and she doesn't understand that, you know, it's wrong that people are doing that to her.
Does she have a carer who looks after her? Has she got like carers?
I haven't got a clue. Apparently she lives with her mum.
Because if she's got like a care support system, because obviously, like I says, it's none of my business, but she's obviously, she doesn't have a mental capacity of a normal person, so she's obviously got some sort of care system. So if you could find out what area she lives in, and she's got carers, there'd be a local council who deals with her.
I wouldn't do it as a nasty way, you know what I mean? I would do it just
No, you wouldn't be doing it as nasty. She probably wouldn't see it that way, but
I wouldn't tell her anyway.
No, you wouldn't. No.
Probably know
I
about
mean, the fact that she was willing to give your brother, it's obviously he's a decent person for not taking it, but the fact that she was willing to give your brother £50 who she'd never met before, that's not normal. That's not normal.
Yeah, because my brother texted me secretly when he was in the party and goes, "Is she serious?" And I goes, "Yep." And I goes, "That's what she's like." And he goes, "I don't want her. You know, can you tell her? No, thanks." Because he's not a kind of person to, he's not very good, you know, he doesn't really know these people on like I know him.
No.
If that makes sense. He's quiet, he's got his own kids, he's got his own family. So he found it a bit, he found it a bit weird the way she was acting in the party, like, you know what she's
weird,
like.
It's not normal, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a reason for it, which I don't blame her. He's obviously got something wrong upstairs, and
because he says to me, he said, "How can you hang around with her all day?" I was like, don't know, but I do.
Don't get me wrong, you can tell. I mean, I've heard from watching his streams in the past. You'll tell her something, and then the next minute she's blabbing it to everybody else. The thing is that's obviously something like a child. A
child.
Well, it's not. Yeah,
it's like saying to a child, "Don't put your hands up."
It's like a child mindset. Yeah, that says it's like he's obviously got the mindset of a lot younger person. It's that something like, "Oh, do you know what's happened? Do you know what he's just told me?" She obviously can't help herself, is what I'm saying. She's obviously got something not right.
I said to her the other day in a broadcast, I said, "Jessie, if I said to you, put your hands in a fire, would you do it?" And she said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
You can laugh at that. That I even laughed at it. I said, "What did you say, Jessie?" Yeah.
I think, but I don't know if that's just a joking because she knows it's going to get a laugh. To be fair, she's obviously still got a sense of humour there. She's obviously a human being at the end of the day. I'd say that's she knows it's going to get a reaction in a funny sort of way. So it's part of wanting to be liked, I think.
I've told her, you know, you got to learn from, you know, Jessie. You got to stop taking a piss out of you, because she's not listening to me. I can't get through to her. I've known her for 13 years and I can't get through.
That Tom who you were arguing with the other day, he didn't seem full shilling either.
Oh no, he's not definitely not full shilling.
I mean, you could tell just by his voice, it didn't sound normal. So
you know, he even threatened me that he was going to come and kill my family. What a balls he got.
It's all talk, and it's all talk.
You know, what did he get his balls from all of a sudden?
I mean, for instance, he kept muting me in party, and then all of a sudden, 60 seconds later, I'd be unmuted. And I know he's thinking, he's obviously messed up. He's obviously, I thought, he just wanted me to say unmute, because I said it once, unmute me, and he unmuted me, and then 60 seconds later, I unmuted again. And he was wanting me to beg. I'm like, that's not normal. You're wanting me to beg you. You're obviously seeking attention. There's something like a child mentality about you. I'm not going to start begging you to unmute me again.
Exactly.
So I knew he wasn't normal from that. You know what I mean? I knew there was something not right from that.
He said to me the other day, have you got Jesse's house number? And I texted one of my mates in the parties, and I says, watch this, I'm going to give him a number, I'm going to give her an address, but it wasn't her address, it was my address,
I know,
made up.
Quite clever with that.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of? You watch Game of Thrones?
No.
You should watch Game of Thrones. There's a character on there called Tyrion Lannister, and basically he's a dwarf, but he's a really intelligent dwarf. He's you know, he plays games with all the ruling families in Game of Thrones, and he did something like that. And you, when you were saying that, it reminded me of that. He went round all the people and told them all a false story, and when the story got out, when the Queen found out, he knew which one had told the story, so he knew which one he couldn't trust, and that reminded me of that one that you did. I like that one you did.
Yeah, it was like I says to him, I says, give your number, give your address, you promise that you won't say nothing. He says, yeah, I swear my mum's life. He said, I won't say nothing to no one, I swear my mum's life. And I goes, you promise? And he goes, yeah. So I text my mate in the party, I said, mate, I said, watch this now, right? I guarantee you by tomorrow you tell Jesse, this is what I said, ask him, ask William. I said, by tomorrow he'll be telling Jesse, right, after knowing he used to sworn his mum's life, right? And I said, and he will deny saying it. So the next morning I had an invite off Jessie, right, and I knew what she wanted. She goes, Rise, you know the way she speaks. She goes, Rise, can I ask you something? But I'm not trying to start. And I was like, okay, what's up, Jessie? I got something to tell you. I goes, okay, take your time. And she was not stuttering, but she was nervous to ask me a certain question. Yeah. I goes, come out with it, Jessie. Don't be afraid to ask me. Tom sent me a screenshot of you saying that you were going to give his address, my address to you. And I goes, okay, yeah. Why did you do that for? I said, Jessie, did you see the actual text messages of the actual address? She goes, yeah. She goes, is it your address, Jessie? No. I said, who told you? Tom.
Yeah, it's a good way of doing that. You fish out all the bad ones.
So yeah.
Fish out all the bad people, tell them the wrong story.
So when he joined the party next day, right, with Jessie, I said, Tom, why do you tell Jessie about what I actually told you about her address? You know what I'm like. He said, I couldn't help it. It just slipped out.
Yeah, of course it did.
And that's when he started having a go on and calling me names, and then he was going to kill me, and he was going to basically do this to me. I couldn't really argue with him, you know what I mean, because I can't argue with that.
But again, it's like I say, like we've just discussed, is another one who I could tell is got something wrong with him. He's not got a full way of thinking.
Jessie's exactly the same. I've done exactly the same thing to her, man. She's a grass too. She's exactly the same as Tom.
Yeah, you had to do with it a while ago, didn't you? I saw him on your streams.
Yeah. I did exactly the same to her, what I did to him. And I said to Jessie, why did you do it for, Jessie? Oh, I wasn't thinking, I didn't mean to say it. Okay. Like, if you told me a secret, if you told me a secret now, yeah, and you said to me, I promise me that you won't tell no one about the secret that you just told me. Do you know what? I will die with that secret.
You've got to be careful though, mate, because I mean, when you were, I'm not criticising you, but when you were having a dig and you were arguing with her, you've got to be careful. You left your open a bit, mate, because obviously people can tell she's not right, and when you were like telling her where she'd gone wrong, it can come across. I know you wasn't, but it can come across to some people like just kind of being bullied. I know you wasn't bullying her, so you've got to be careful when you're flagging her up on something.
Do you mean like a control freak
Well, that's the word that got mentioned, wasn't it? And I don't believe that for 1 minute, because I can tell you're a decent person, Rise, but from people looking from the outside in, especially when they're already trolling you, you're just giving them ammunition.
Yeah, I can understand that. From your point of view, when you look outside the box and look inside the box, it doesn't look good for me, does it? Because imagine you was a new viewer, yeah, and you just entered my stream and you saw me picking on this, well, technically picking on this woman.
You weren't picking on her, you weren't picking on her.
To the viewers writing the shit in the stream, they thinking, oh, what's this guy picking on this woman for? You know, and it goes all downhill. I can see where you're coming from.
Just be careful where you do it. I mean, if you took her to a party and said, "Look, that's not nice what you did." But to be fair, what I would say is me saying all this about, "Oh, they're not right in the head and they haven't got the full mindset." I think that's maybe I'm being a bit disrespectful to people who have got something wrong with them, because even people who've got something wrong with them, they do have morals, you know what I mean? So maybe they did know what they were doing. I don't know.
They are smart. They are smart people.
Yeah. See, what I would say about Jessie is, one thing I noticed was, you know, the whole thing where she constantly apologises.
I'm sorry. She constantly and she annoys me for it.
I think she realises that people sympathise on her a bit. And I think when she's apologising and saying sorry, she knows it gets people saying, oh Jess, it's okay, and she kind of likes that, so I think that's why she says it over and over again. I could tell that the sorry thing was put on.
Yeah, it's like, I watched, what was that thing I watched? I know it's a different conversation, but on a similar thing. I watched Anonymous, right, and it was a perfect scene what I was listening to on the actual thing. A guy threatens that he was going to kill this woman and shit, and apparently Nominus had this woman killed or something, and there was nothing he could have done about it. He was psycho. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but it reminded me a bit of Jessie in a way. She's kind of like that guy, because one minute she's saying, like, oh yeah, no, Tom is saying, yeah, I'm gonna kill you and shit, and then somebody's trying to save this guy from, or a woman from not getting hurt from her, or him, and then find out that the man is being killed by him. There's nothing, we can't see what's going on in Tom's head for him to say that.
No.
Jessie's the same. Jessie will say things.
That's why, like I said, mate, you just got to be careful how you open yourself up on here, because, like I say, if you pardon the pun, you don't know me from Adam, so you've got to be careful who you open yourself up to. Seriously, you have.
Like cry rape. Jessie's the kind of person, right? Not being horrible, I know she's got her problems, but can you imagine? Can you imagine her crying that you touched her? Knowing that she's got all the disability, knowing that she's got her disabilities.
Everybody would believe her.
Exactly. 100% correct. This is why I'm careful what I say to her. This is why I'm basically thinking about the words in the party. I'm listening to her, what she's saying, and taking notice of everything that's going on around me. So I'm not just listening to them and you in the party. I'm also listening to Jessie, and I'm listening to Tom in the party together while they're speaking, while I'm speaking to you. So when you think that I'm speaking to you, I'm not taking notice of them. I am. It's kind of like multitasking without knowing that you're doing it. I'm really good at that. I've been doing that for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've saved a load of arguments out with people doing that.
Yeah.
I'm a clever person myself in that kind of way.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Rise. You do come across that way. Honestly, you do. I think there's more to you than that people can see. I'm usually quite good as a character. And I think you are.
Somebody came to my house a couple of weeks ago, right? Just genuinely the truth, we had problems with the next door neighbour, right? And he just recently moved in, keep knocking the wall 1 o'clock in the morning and stuff, and he kept saying in his garden, stop looking at me, and my mum was out in the back garden, and she recorded it, right? She recorded all the actual footage, right? And this woman came out, right? And I didn't know it from Adam, right? And she says that I could see that you're a very gentle person, she said, and you could see that, and you wouldn't basically, you know, harm a fly or anything like that, she said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She said, I could see you've got, you know, there's something in you. And she said, you speak deep too. So I've never met anybody like you speaking deep, she said. She said, where do you get it from? I just don't know.
Well, there's actually like I wouldn't class it as a medical condition, but it's actually people who are very, very socially aware of like communicating with people and they can read things around them. There's actually a word for it. People
Is there?
who are socially aware like that. Yeah, there is. I can't think what it is. I'll look it up after I get off here tonight. And like, I'm a bit like that. They can like read what people and they're like sort of like they're like one step ahead in the conversation. So.
Can you
sense?
Like can you sense danger?
Not really, no. But I mean, if somebody's talking to me, I already know what I'm saying next, and stuff like that. And there's actually a word for it. People who are socially aware like that.
Yeah, I got a problem too.
Super socially aware.
Yeah, I got a problem too. I can sense if a fight is going to happen, or I can sense if an argument is going to kick out.
Oh yeah, I'd say that's like everybody's a bit like that because I'm like a big believer in like this is sound a bit weird, but like this may sound weird, but like vibrational energy. So if you go into a room that there's just been an argument and you automatically sense there's something not right. That's because there's been energy in that room that's been negative, and you're picking up on it. And also, if you go next to, this is going to sound weird, I know, a bit deep, but if you go next to somebody who you don't know, or you've only just met, and you can sense, you're thinking, there's something not right here, that's because you can sense that they're pissed off.
Yeah, I've actually had that a few times. I feel uncomfortable being around a certain person. You can feel it.
Or you know that, yeah, you can, and because they're giving off a certain energy different to yourself. Well, that's going a bit deep.
It's true because I've been in that situation. I've walked into like a room, or I've basically walked past somebody on the streets, and I feel like a I don't know, like a weird eerie feel on them.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not in tune with it, but obviously, if I'm at work and I'm working with people, and I walk up to somebody, I'm like, 9 times out of 10 I go, what's wrong with Mark, or what's wrong with Mikey, or they're not happy with this. I thought, oh yeah, I knew that already. Stuff like that, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say to the point where you walk past a stranger in the street, but definitely if you're working with somebody and you know them, yeah. It's not just like a vibrational energy, it's the body language as well that gives it away as well.
Yeah, I had to go to the doctors a few weeks ago actually because for the last year, I don't know why, but they said why it's triggered it off. For the last year, I've been suffering through premonitions. You know what premonitions are, right?
Yeah.
And I dream about my day that's happened before it has been happening, right?
Yeah, but the thing is I believe you, don't get me wrong, I believe you, and I'll let you finish in a minute, but you've got to be careful, because if you go tell a doctor that, they'll just think you're a total crackpot. The thing is with doctors, they medically, they go by the book, so if it isn't written in the book, they don't believe it. But go on, sorry, finish your story.
And and I went to the doctors and told them about my condition, and I told him, explain to this woman, and she goes to me, she said it's totally normal. She said, are you stressed? Are you under any medication? I said, no, I don't take no medication. She said, are you depressed? Goes, yes. Do you suffer through anxiety? It goes, yes. She says sometimes that can kick off premonitions and shit, and anger. She said, you angry? It goes, no, I keep it bottled up. And she goes, that's where it comes from. And she said, it obviously it's triggered something inside your brain, like a chemical that has made you think of your day that is basically going to happen. Plenty of times I've actually wrote it down on paper, and my mum has read it, and she goes, what are you writing that for? I said, this is what's going to happen today. And it's been true.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I don't know why.
I mean, it depends if you want to look at that from like a spiritual sense, not a spiritual, but sort of like on a what's the word? Yeah, I suppose on a spiritual sense or a medical sense. I mean, I personally would look more to that as like
a life that you've led. It means a life that you've led before.
Yeah, but I think a doctor just wants to slap a condition on it.
Yeah.
And slap something else on it, and I don't get me wrong. I think obviously I'm not saying when something goes wrong with somebody, I think there can be a medical condition for it. There's something wrong with the bodies, but I don't think it's always the case. And the doctor always wants to put a name on something and put it down. And I don't think there's things in this world we don't understand fully.
She wanted me to put me on antidepressants. I wouldn't take them.
You don't, no. For instance, I used to be on medication, certain things, and they just.
You
It's
fuck
just
up more than
complete
I.
and utter shite, mate. It's just all it is. It's the pharmaceutical industry that pushes. That's pushing the agenda of buy these, give these pills, and because they're making billions out of it. And all it is, mate, going in your body is chemical shite, and it's altering people's mindset, and later in life giving them diseases and cancers. It is. Try and avoid tablets if you can, mate. There's nothing wrong with it. I can tell you're a decent person, mate.
Yeah, to the wrong people. To the wrong people that doesn't want to take the time to listen to me. They're the people that is dangerous.
One thing I've noticed about you, speaking to you for the last couple of days, and I'm not pissing up your back here, but you do seem to express yourself quite well.
Yeah, because my dad has brought me up to respect the people around me and only give respect to people that respects you. That's what I've been brought up to be. I've been brought up to be helping an old lady across the road, go to the shops for people. You know, I've always been the same. Give my last to people. You know what I mean? I've always done the same. I go out and give a tramp 20, 30 quid. You know, I don't have to do it, but I do it because this one day I'll have her back 10 times more, and I have.
This is going to sound weird, but have you thought of being a Freemason?
Have
you thought of being a Freemason?
Yeah, you mean a freedom of a land?
No, it's hard to explain, but you'd make a good Freemason, you. It's sort of like a male fraternity. Open to all religions, open to all politics. And you should do a bit of research on Freemasons, but you'd make a decent Freemason, you. You've got good morals, you've got a good sound footing. You would be a decent person.
So what do they do? What is involved in that?
It's hard to explain, really. They do so basically, like, we meet up. It's like the biggest male fraternity in the world. You should do a bit of research on it. I'm not trying to sign you up without daft like you. I'm just explaining to you. I'm just saying you would be. So basically, like, once a week we meet up and we do something called ritual. So you've got certain lines to learn, but they do a lot for charity and stuff as well, and all sorts. Don't get me wrong, it's a piss up as well. You go down at the bar after and you get that ass. But you sound like one of them kind of people.
I've always, I want to try different things in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This can't be it.
No. The best thing I did, basically, the best thing I've done so far in my life. I mean, I've only been in for 3 months, but if you look up Freemasons and do a bit of research on it, there's a lot of conspiracy behind them. A lot of people say stuff like, I don't know if you've seen the YouTube videos, they run the world and
Illuminati.
They've got an Illuminati and a New World Order and they're run by Freemasons. It's a load of bollocks, mate, honestly. And the decent people in the lodge call it a lodge, a local Freemason lodge. They're everyday people with families, and they're just looking to make themselves better people through it.
I kind of like the baths.
Yeah, so have you not seen them? They wear like funny regalia. They'll wear like we'll wear like an apron when you're in full.
What, you mean a white one?
Yeah, well, there's different ones. You've got an entered apprentice, a 2nd degree, and a master mason one, and it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd degree, but it goes right up to 33rd degree, and that's where all the conspiracy comes into it. But it's hard to explain. All I'd say is do a bit of research on it and look up your local Masonic lodge. But there's a misconception that it's for rich, white, older men, and it's not. It's breaking those stereotypes. There's a lot of young people coming through. Look it up anyway, look it up. Can't really explain it, but you'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So where did you get that information from?
Well, I joined through my mum's friend. So, and another bloke, he says, come to the lodge, and I went up for a few weeks, and then had my initiation on, it's going to sound a bit weird, but it's just a coincidence that it fell on Friday the 13th in April. That's when I were initiated. You've heard of like Funny Handshake Club? You know when people say, it's part of Funny Handshake Club?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it stems from, basically. They have like funny handshakes and what have you, to like kind of announce yourself to another Mason.
Well, you just want to... I am gonna roach. I got Rizzlers. We shut my door.
Fuck.
Why did you join?
Why did I join? Say that again.
Why did you join?
I don't want to say where my local lodge is, mate, but I'm from Leeds. It's one in a town called Morley in Leeds. That's which one I go to, but I won't tell you the number of the lodge.
No, I didn't say that. I said, why did you join?
Why did I join? To be honest with you, I didn't have a real what's the word? I didn't have a real urge to join or a real interest to join. I'd not really thought about it up to the point that my mum's friend said, "Oh, I'm a Mason. Yeah, does Adam want to come?" And I went up a few weeks. You go up visiting, before they get to know you, they sort of like suss you out. Had a few beers with them in bar after they'd come down doing from whatever they do. And oh, excuse me, we went up and then I had my initiation. I went for about 8 weeks and stuff. You get like somebody from the lodge will propose you. Somebody from the lodge will second you. That's like they're putting their names to your name to say, I stand by this person. If shit goes wrong, if there's a total wrong, and I'll fall on my sword as well. That's why you have a first and a second.
I cannot use garlic.
And I just joined from there, but I've really enjoyed it. So like, it's hard to explain, mate. You can do a bit of research on it, but don't watch any YouTube videos because it's a load of shit.
Are you some kind of secret agent that you've been sent to basically find out who I really am?
No, mate.
Are you part of fucking Anonymous?
Rise. No, mate. I'm an everyday person from Leeds. I'm a mechanical engineer. I just like to go on PlayStation in my spare
if I have
time.
fucking Anonymous on my headset in a couple of weeks, I'm going to blame you for it.
I promise you, mate, on my life. No,
I'll have this big face on my TV. Rise, light rise. We heard if you've been abusing people on our PlayStation.
No, mate.
But that'd be funny. I would literally know if they actually did contact me, I would have a full-blown argument with them. Literally, I would love to meet the Anonymous.
I don't know who this Anonymous is, mate. Is it a YouTube channel?
Yeah, go on YouTube and write in Anonymous, right? You want to see the shit they do.
Look it up now. Give me a minute.
Oh, I tell you what, mate, they fuck a lot of people over.
So it's like a hacking sort of.
Yeah, they took PlayStation down, Facebook down. They took Facebook down. They took PlayStation, Xbox. They took everything down. They were one of the best hackers in the world. The government couldn't do nothing about it. They go do research now on the world order and shit. They reckon that certain people are, they're the truth to people. They tell the truth about shit. Tell the people what it's all about, the real shit.
Anonymous. I'm trying to look him up. I can't see anything. That LT Lick Me.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he's the one. Watch out. Honest God, mate, trust me, mate.
Is he part of them?
Oh yeah, he's all part of them, mate. All Anonymous, a lot.
Turn the sound down. Yeah, I'm watching the videos now.
If they contacted me, I would have a full-blown argument with them, mate, and they would not win.
So what were you saying about that they take you down or something, or somebody had hacked you? That's not Anonymous, is it? Who hacked?
Nah, anybody can hack somebody. I could hack your IP address and take you down for 10 minutes. It's easy to do, it's just you got to know how to do it. That's what
when they get your IP address, can they find out your home address, or is that harder?
Oh yeah, they can do everything. Once they have got your IP address, right? It takes 10 seconds for somebody that hacks to get your IP address and they join your party. Once they've got that, they got in control of your actual modem in your house. So
they've got to know what they're doing, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is why this 13-year-old kid fucked up my life, mate.
Who's that?
I told you, didn't I? What's his name? Fucking...
Wamanami?
Wamanami, yeah. He's the one who did it to me.
13?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, fucking hell.
Much more efficient than garlic against...
Yeah, I'm watching these videos. It's making things pop up on a total random screen.
They're clever fuckers, mate. And that's not staged too. That's real good. It's none of this staged. They get scared, mate. People get scared.
They're making like I'm watching a Pennywise voice troll. He's making a total random voice come up on somebody's game. You'd shit yourself if that started happening, wouldn't you?
No.
You wouldn't.
No. Mate, I don't get.
I'm not on about Pennywise. I'm just on about something like totally random like that. You'd be like, how's this happening?
I don't get scared easy. It takes a lot for me to get scared, mate. I've watched all the movies in the world, mate. All the scary movies, mate. I don't even get scared.
I'm not on about because it's Pennywise. I'm on about anything. Your first reaction be, I've been hacked. What information can they get?
Oh, the only information they can get is what you've put on your PlayStation.
Yeah, well, I've got my card details and everything on there.
This is why I don't put my card details on my PlayStation, because my PlayStation Xbox got hacked and somebody spent £2,000 of my own money and I couldn't get it back.
Yeah, I'm going to remove it now.
So what I use now is called...
They could trace that though, where it come from.
Yeah, when they can basically hack you, they can hack your shit.
I'm removing my card now.
And the funny part about it, if somebody did take your card and took all the money, there's nothing nobody can do about it.
Well, if it's fraud, the bank could refund you to a point.
I don't know, they wouldn't refund you all the way, or... Do you mind if I use the toilets for a minute, mate?
No, mate, go for it.
I'll be back now, 2 secs.
Hey Siri. Play Country Roads, Take Me Home. Oktoberfest.
Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver.
Hey Siri. Play Country Roads, Take Me Home. Oktoberfest.
I don't see any country songs on Apple
Fuck off.
Music or in your library.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Play Country Roads, Take Me Home. Oktoberfest.
Playing Take Me Home, Country Roads by Barty Time Singers.
Are you ready to party?
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, go like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, all my men get around there. Minus ladies, headed to the water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, give us in my country road. Take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. I hear a voice, morning out, radio reminds of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, take me home to the place. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah. Life is older than the trees.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey old mate.
What was you talking about before I left?
Me? Hey Siri. Pause. I don't know, I can't remember mate. My memory's fucked and all. Can't remember.
I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, Nominus, wasn't I?
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, they fucked up there. Oh shit. So, but my headset went off.
Don't worry about it, mate.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something important. It was literally just gone up my head. Well, as my dad used to say, it must have been not important, it must have been a lot of bullshit. Yeah, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to Jessie? What are we gonna do to her? Not like hurt her or anything.
Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't
gotta-
know if it's really any of my business to start phoning them up, to be honest with you.
No, it's something we gotta do, right? We have to figure
Yeah, I
out
don't really-
what her name
Well-
is, her full name.
Yeah, it just says if you figure out a full name. No, if you figure out where she's from, she might have a carer. She might fall under some sort of council jurisdiction of helping people with like special needs. She might have a carer, so she might. You never know. Unless she's past that age now and just a mum that looks after her, I don't know.
Because if your daughter was getting advantage taken out there, you would want to know, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, of course you would, mate.
You know, I believe no woman should have, piss taken out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's a grown woman, very vulnerable. She doesn't know what she says sometimes. She gets scared easy. She says things that she doesn't mean. But when you think about it, me, you, whoever, we can't keep going through life listening to the things that she says. It comes to a point in life you have to say enough's enough. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, mate.
Steady, boys, we've got one of them.
She's afraid of the police, yeah, and then 2 minutes
Why?
later,
Why are you afraid of the police?
I don't know. She
What
always
about
says,
her afraid?
I don't know, she keeps saying to me, oh, you're not going to phone the police, Surais, you're not going to phone the police, Surais.
Yeah, that's just like, yeah, that's what I mean though, about like a child's mindset. That's like something like a child would think like, you've only got to fear the police if you've done something wrong, do you know what I mean? That's like somebody who keeps saying that, put that fear in her.
She's obviously did something in her past, and she's not saying.
Well, I don't know about that.
Sometimes you can have a conversation with her, you can have an all day with her, yeah? You can have a full conversation with her, and she'd be normal, right? But when that torment does, right, or any of her friends that enter the party, she turns back stupid.
Best turn around if
Yeah, I think she does it for
get them weapons ready.
attention, but that's part of what's wrong with it.
This one's mine. Filthy piece of shit. I'll kill it. It's head.
And then this business that she's been going around telling my friends and my friends this, that she's been, sexually abused. Like, my friends don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And I get messages every day, who's this Jessie? Who is she?
Oh, you mean she's been making contact with your
Are
friends?
you all right?
My name.
I do.
Yes, I.
How do you feel?
Don't
Physically
start texting
speaking.
me stuff like that, because I'd rather not know.
You
Thank you.
You be next.
My.
Probably, she's in a party again.
tell me at this. Did he hum? This as hum? Are you?
I have. Thank.
Like any music?
Goodbye, Zhao Shun.
Want any music playing?
So many new graves.
No.
Not even your Ashes one?
Oh yeah, I like listening to that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Celine
so the-
Dion.
Play Celine Dion, Ashes.